Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rifter number 7. We are now going to talk about some dragon hunters. That's right. People who love dragons, dragon did them bad, and now they hate dragons. Well, what happens when people who love dragons become hate dragons? Well, they figure out ways to kill dragons. And that's what we're going to find out right now.
They also subscribe.
They also subscribe. And they look in the comment section, the description below, to figure out how to give us money. Because we love money. That's how it works. I don't know what everyone's problem is. Nope, that's the domain bullet. We don't like that. Here we go. The Dragon Hunters of Kremakrilon. Again, if I'm not pronouncing that, I don't care because it's not a real word. So, well, it could be a real word in a language that is not American. So suck it.
Sophisticated people say Kremakrilon. I don't know.
Sure. Great. Okay, so I'm going to read the first little bit, then I'm going to give you the gist. They are the oldest, older than man, older than the ancient elves. Some say older than gods. Yet the time of glory of these beasts stands in its twilight. Their ancient realms and wellsprings of power have disappeared from around them, and their numbers have dwindled to proportions closer and closer to possible extinction. Yet they are still powerful and terrible. We are talking about dragons. Dragons are no joke in any Palladium game. Palladium Fantasy is no exception. Not only have just tremendous amounts of SDC and hit points, they were born out of their shell with impressive amounts of armor as well. So fighting one hand-to-hand or weapon melee combat, not a great idea.
Have a weak underbelly?
Even their underbelly is unless you have a specialty thing, it's not very
okay.
Yeah, it's still armor. Armor's armor.
Wow, you just got called out.
Dragons are teddy bears, not impressive things. You are a very special type of person. In Palladium Fantasy, they would call you a dead type of person. But there are some people who train their entire lives to kill dragons. These are called dragon hunters. Now, how did the dragon hunters come about? Well, okay, let's find out. Like many great things, the clan of Kremakrilon was born originally out of an act of passion. It started with Vermius Naxith, a devout acolyte of a dragon cult based in northern Temiro Kingdom. The cult worshipped the fire dragon who called himself Kremakrilon, a title that means in ancient elf dialect, true master of magical power. And for years, this guy and his whole village worshiped this dragon as the true master of magical power, the great patron of the land. He's awesome. We're awesome. Everything's awesome. It's great. But this dragon was not a good dude. This dragon was just,
a dragon
by these stupid humans who were worshiping him. So every once in a while, he'd show up just to be worshipped because he thought it was funny. And then one time where the dragon showed up to a worship session, a little kumbaya deal. Dragons are cool. I want to feel cool. Here we go. Worship me. I find it amusing. During that time, a group of thieves got into his lair and stole some of his more priceless stuff.
Oh,
the dragon got back and immediately assumed, because he's a D-bag, that, they were playing the long con on me. They just wanted to make sure I was out while their friends were stealing stuff from me. I'm going to go kill them. So that's exactly
to be fair, dragons live a long time. Long con probably just seems like a normal.
Well, for a human, that was a pretty long con. And they're like, wow, hats off to you. That was a pretty good deal, but now I'm going to burn you all alive. And that's exactly what Trauma, I'm going to call him Trauma from now on, actually did. He went to the village, burned it down. He went to the worship site, burned it down. The only people who fled into the woods escaped. People who fled from the worship site to the village, well, they only escaped for 5 minutes because after he's done with the worship site, he went to the village, burned everyone down. So all the survivors got together and said, dude, this guy's a douchebag. We gotta fix this. We gotta get vengeance. And that's exactly what they did. They got vengeance on that dragon, and they're like, you know what? Let's not stop. All dragons suck. So they specialized in murdering dragons because they got beef. All dragons suck. Kill them all. Let some god somewhere sort them out. There you go. That's how the Dragon O.C.C. was formed. Well, let's take a look at the O.C.C. itself. We're not going to look at individual people right yet. Dragon Hunter O.C.C. Here we go. Dragon Hunter special abilities. 1, dragon hunting powers. Well, you got to find them, right? You got to find dragons. Usually it's not that hard. Sometimes it is. So let's see what happens. Each Dragon Hunter gains all of the special abilities available to the Dragon Hunter O.C.C. That is not just these numbered abilities in the beginning. It's also a lot of powers afterward. The abilities are learned automatically as the Dragon Hunter reaches the appropriate level. Thus, all level 1 abilities are on level 1, 2 at 2, 3 at 3, whatever. Dragon lore. This is a study of all knowledge regarding dragons and anything related. It includes an in-depth knowledge of dragon mentality and habits, dragon psychology, and dragon ecology, including territorial habits and whatnot. This skill is from a human perspective. Thus, it includes the majority of that which humans know about dragons, which is, in the grand scheme of things, not a lot. Dragons are a mystery for the most part, and this skill is by no means comprehensive. It starts at 25%. Because, humans and dragons are different species. Not only that, but a dragon would think that a human is not worth his time most of the time. So kind of unknowable, psychological wise. Tracking dragons. This is a variant of the tracking humanoid skill, which specializes in tracking dragons. Duh. Dragon Hunter is familiar with all the telltale signs that a dragon leaves behind when it passes by.
Like it's giant blob of poo.
But you'll recognize it not as dinosaur poo, but as dragon poo. Different poo. Counter tracking is possible with this ability, though is often futile since dragons most often use magic to do their tracking. Base skill, again, 25%. You can use this. Other creatures may be tracked, but at half the base skill. Or half the total skill. And PPE. They get 1d4 times 10 plus 2d6 per level. Is that a lot? No. But they don't have magical abilities. They have special abilities. Here's the special abilities. Now, every Dragon Hunter gets all level 1 when he hits level 1. All level 2 when he hits level 2. There's no learning. There's no studying. No nothing. These are considered natural abilities unlocked through experience and stuff like that. So you just get it. Let's see what they are. Dragon lust. Is that lusting for dragons? No.
Oh.
Dirty gutter brain. Stop it. This ability is the result of the primary drive of all dragon hunters, the lust to kill dragons. When they activate dragon lust, it costs 3 PPE, very cheap, lasts 2d6 melee rounds, and gives you a +2 initiative, +3 to strike and damage, +3 to parry. No dodge bonus because you're going for the kill. 1 additional attack per round and double damage versus all true dragons. Now, this ability may only be used when fighting dragons. Only. So, unless you're fighting a dragon, you can't use this. Okay, but what about anything else? Another level 1 ability, Dragon Tough. Is that a really stupid name for a power? Yeah. Let's keep going, though.
But is it a really stupid power?
Yeah, no. PPE costs none. This one's free. What happens? This ability, called Dragon Tough by the clan members are not good at naming things, gives them a special defensive edge versus dragons. It gives them some special bonuses and basic immunities that make it possible for dragon hunters to face dragons on a more preferable playing field. They gain the following. +2 save versus magic from dragons. +2 saving throw versus psionic attacks from dragons. +3 save versus breath weapons, where applicable. +2 save versus special abilities of dragons, such as the basilisk eye, stuff like that. Immune to draconic horror factor.
Ooh.
Immune to a dragon's gaze.
This
is what allows a first level character to fight a dragon. Mostly first level characters just do what all people would do when facing a dragon. They run away because of the ever-present awe factor of dragons. You probably are not going to beat that at lower levels. These guys are just immune to it. They don't care. They'll jump right in your grill. They don't care. Now we get into level 2. Eyes of the dragon. The character begins to glow. The eyes begin to glow with fiery golden magic. You're now able to see the world as if you were a dragon. So you have night vision of 100 feet. You have better than 20/20 vision. This would be amended to probably be the super ability from Heroes Unlimited of the super sight or Eyes of an Eagle spell that would let you read a stop sign from 2 miles away or a mile away or something like that. See the invisible and see ley lines and rifts. See the invisible is good. That's a good one. In addition to these, the ability makes the character more visually attuned to magical energies in general. The character is now seeing the world from a magical perspective, which everything appears subtly different. So the game masters, the game masters have leeway in this. Active spells that are sustained or have a duration are still active. The person with the eyes of a dragon may be able to see that. Someone is under a shape change spell, would be able to see that. Maybe not see their true form, but see that they are not showing their true form.
It's kind of like little weight lines or something, just something,
something like that. Yeah, or a masking. May not be able to see through the mask, but know that is a mask. Stuff like that. So a little game master prerogative on that one, but it's neat. It's a little neat thing. Claws of the Dragon. This one's level 3. The hands of the Dragon Hunter become lethal weapons with this ability. Like, this. That's horrible. All right. He's able to grow.
Why am I getting Earthdawn vibes from this?
Yeah. Claw shape. Yeah. Draconic claws upon his hands. They give him additional 1d6 to his damage when attacking them. Uh-oh. Does that mean you can only use this against a dragon? The claws are specifically crafted for tearing the flesh of a dragon and give the attacker an additional +1 to strike due to their ability to penetrate the dragon's armor rating. Okay. I didn't read this fully the first time I read this. This has a lot of question marks on it.
Wait, no,
he's able to grow wicked draconic claws upon his hands. They give him an additional 1d6 to his damage when attacking with them. Okay, good. With them.
Yeah.
So not just a dragon. You can attack anyone with this, and you get an additional d6 damage to your hand-to-hand combat. Great. The claws are specifically crafted for tearing the flesh of a dragon and give the attacker a +1 to strike due to their ability to penetrate the dragon's AR. So that is only against dragons, because it says the words specifically crafted for tearing the flesh of a dragon. So you get an additional +1 for that. That's how I'm reading this. If you're the writer of this, or if you're Kevin, then go ahead and write in the comments that I'm wrong. I'm willing to give you up on that one. Then we have others: Sense Dragon, Breath of Ice, Breath of Hide of a Dragon. Ooh, this one's good. Hide of a Dragon. That's level 5. So if you've survived this long as a dragon hunter, kudos on you. But now you have Hide of a Dragon. This ability makes Dragon Hunter's skin tough like of a dragon, thus increasing his natural armor rating, or giving him one. The character acquires an armor rating equal to his current level as a Dragon Hunter +3. Okay, well, it starts at 5. That means it's 8. That's nothing to write home about. Nothing. Sorry. Until you get a little higher level.
One of my favorite house rules that I played in somebody's game was that armor rating, because armor rating is just whatever you roll plus your bonuses, blah blah blah. So if you've got a +5 to strike and you roll a 5, well, that's a 10, right?
Yeah.
Is that he said that in order to break the armor rating, you actually had to roll naturally above that number, made armor way better.
Yeah, that house rule makes armor way better.
And it was still functional. It didn't break the game. It worked really well.
Still function, but rules as written, it's your modified roll.
Right, absolutely.
Now, when I play Palladium games, I do that natural roll.
Oh, do you? It wasn't your game that I learned that in, but
probably was, because I've always done that, because modified roll's too stupid, especially in Rifts where everyone gets after a while everyone gets +10 to everything. So armor doesn't matter at that point. Even if you're doing SDC.
Could have sworn I started that beforehand, but that doesn't matter. If it was your game, then cool. Well, thank you. Because I like the rule.
There you go. Strength of a Dragon, also level 5, but now you may add 5 points to your physical strength. At 10, you may add 10. At 15, you add 20. The character's strength is considered supernatural. Okay, that makes it actually useful. Makes it useful. Because going from a strength 15 to 20 when you're fighting a dragon doesn't mean crap. It's garbage. It's garbage damage. But Getting a going a strength from 15 regular to 20 supernatural, that is a significant bump in damage, especially with your little claw combat thing. Now you're doing some real damage. So really level 5 is when I would say you could fight a dragon and it won't be a one-sided route, and you're on the wrong end of that route. Poison breath, breath of fire, we saw the ice breath, corrosive breath. These are all different dragon abilities from different dragon species, or types. And at level 15, the highest level you can get, you can turn into a dragon. Now, is it as cool as being a dragon? No, because an adult dragon has thousands of SDC. You get plus 1d4 plus times 100. So up to 400. That's not a lot. You get an automatic all of your breath weapons that you have beforehand, you can use them all, and you can use them twice per round. And they cost no PPE to use. You can fly at 40 miles an hour. You're resistant to cold and fire, taking half damage, and you regenerate 1d4 times 10 SDC per minute. Is this great? No. Especially if you're fighting a dragon. It's not like it evens the playing field in any way. It does not. It does not. If you're fighting like people and you turn into a dragon, they might run away. Dude just turned into a dragon. I'd run too. But anyone calls your bluff, they're going to realize that you are not the Sherman tank that you look. That's the way it is. And then it goes into a whole bunch of hook, line, and sinker ideas for you to craft your own adventures based on this information, right? So, what do I think of it? It's interesting. As interesting as in Earth Dawn, the Horror Stalker was interesting. I wouldn't play one because it sounds like suicide, especially at the early levels.
Yeah, but it doesn't say you have to get experience points from killing dragons.
No, you don't. But at the early levels, all of your powerful abilities only work against dragons. When you get level 2 or 3 is when you get the claw thing that works on everyone. But up until then, your dragon lust, your dragon tough, all that stuff only works when you're fighting dragons. So in your early levels, you have no powers whatsoever against everyone else. So is it an efficient O.C.C? No. Is it one I would pick? No. But does it have flavor? Oh, yeah. And if your game master has the right kind of campaign, would it be useful? Yeah. Sure.
Hey, even if we weren't coming across a lot of dragons, as long as I knew it was a long-term campaign, I'd play one. I wouldn't do it for a one-shot.
Everyone would be overpowered compared to you in the beginning levels.
Yeah.
Unless you're fighting dragons. And if you're fighting dragons in your beginning levels, then you don't have to worry about overpowered companions because all you and your companions are dead. So, that's great. So, is this something that'll work in your campaign? Only if you tailor your adventures or campaign to it. Then the player characters would take this and not feel cheated in the early levels. Levels 1 through 5, basically. Or what levels 1 through 4, it'd be almost better to play a wilderness scout or something like that, or a bowman or something. But
I got 2 vibes from this.
What's that?
I got 2 vibes from this class. One was very Earth Dawn oriented. Like I just pictured, like this sounds like an Earth Dawn discipline from the astral sight, we'll just call it, to the powers and so forth. It was really reminiscent of the talents that the Earth Dawn characters have. But also, of course, and this is kind of a duh moment, but all the different wilderness scouts, I forget the name of them, the dinosaur hunters from Dinosaur Swamp.
Yeah. Very, very niche, very specific. Outside of Dinosaur Swamp, you're just a dude.
But there are a lot of dinosaurs in Dinosaur Swamp, so as long as you stay there, you're good.
yeah. I mean, if you live in a continent called Dragonland, then yeah, this is and they're all D-bags, then this is a great O.C.C for you. But if you don't, then choose carefully.
Right.
All right, what do we have for comments?
I just start to. I'm going to go in backward order. So yeah, just a clarification. Dragon armor is natural armor rating, so you don't take damage. Right. So if people don't know Palladium, if you're wearing a suit of armor and you roll under the armor rating, your armor takes the damage, not you, but if you roll above it, you take the damage. Natural armor, either you take the damage or nothing takes the damage because the armor stopped it. So, but
yeah.
our point is that 8 is just when you consider
easy to roll. Very easy to roll. And since you don't get it till what was the height of a dragon is level 5. You're at level 5. And sure, you can use this when not fighting a dragon. So you can use it when fighting regular folk. That's great. I love it. Problem is, an armor rating of 8 fighting level 5 warriors is nothing.
Right. Just as an example. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they will likely have at least a +4 to hit.
My longbowman in Bear's game has a +4 with throwing weapons. When I'm talking about my bow. So right there, I have a +4 with my throwing weapons. So all I need to do is roll a 4 or better, and I've hit that 8.
There you go. And I think if you roll like under a 4, you miss anyway, right?
Well, not naturally.
For range.
As long as
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's only if you use the natural roll rule. Yeah. So if you roll a 4, you're gonna hit. I mean, you have to roll a 1, 2, or a 3 to make this armor matter at level 5. So is it something? Yeah. Is it worth 7 PPE? Maybe if you're facing a bunch of people, the law of numbers and rolls and stuff, someone's going to roll a 1, 2, or 3, and you're going to go, whew, didn't take that damage. Great. That's great. But it's not something you can count on at all.
Now I'm going to ask Heathen Dog to do some math here. Because I believe that this is a trolling comment. Because I don't even think in Rifts you can have a +18 to auto dodge. Actually, because of all the limitations to auto dodge.
Oh, here's the thing though. I went through the forums, I went through the addendums, I went through the books just to make sure. Dodge bonuses also work for auto dodge. Only when it says plus whatever plus X to auto dodge is it only auto dodge and not regular dodge. Any regular dodge bonus also works for auto dodge.
But it doesn't have a limitation. There is a limitation right off the bat, though, like with either physical prowess or something. There is a limitation right off the bat with auto dodge that keeps it lower than dodge. But
nope. And Poly Robotics actually has that here as well. Sonic speed, extraordinary physical prowess, lightning reflexes, sidestep.
That's not a character that's taking on dragons. That's a superhero character. So that's nonsense.
Dragons do exist in Heroes Unlimited too. Okay, I'm just saying. But there are spells and abilities in Palladium Fantasy and in Rifts and stuff like that give you bonuses to dodge. That is going to add to auto dodge. And if you have a juicer has a +10 to dodge, which is not uncommon. It will also be a +10 to auto dodge. Only powers that say +X to auto dodge only work for auto dodge. All regular dodge bonuses add up with auto dodge bonuses to make your total auto dodge bonus. So, yes, a juicer of significant level, like say 7, 8, is going to dodge most anything any jabroni is going to actually throw at him.
So to be clear, we were talking Palladium Fantasy here.
I understand. But auto dodge is in Palladium Fantasy too, just not as prevalent. Now, if you can get a +18 in Palladium Fantasy and you're able to do that, I don't know how, but if you got it, then it works. If you have auto dodge and you somehow get magic spells or magic abilities to increase your dodge bonus to +10, then you have a +10 auto dodge, which means you're probably not getting hit a lot because you're going to average a 20 on a dodge, and only main characters are going to get above 20 to hit you. So there you go.
My experience, Palladium Fantasy modifiers are way lower compared.
Yes, are lesser. You are right. But if there is a way and you can do it, it'll work.
So there we go. Those are Dragon Hunters. What do you think of the Dragon Hunter? Do you want to play a Dragon Hunter? Are you going to add Dragon Hunters to your Palladium Fantasy game? I would. I think they sound neat. Just give the player the indication like, hey, you're gonna be great here for the rest of the time. Are you? Are you not? I mean,
You're
there's
gonna be
still
a
skills.
little figureless.
Well, I mean, you didn't cover like how many skills they get with their O.C.C.s and so forth.
No.
Skills.
I didn't cover any of that because I didn't think that was super important. Because you don't get a whole crap ton of skills to make up for the fact that you don't have a whole lot of front loaded powers like most O.C.C.s do.
Right.
You don't
So,
that.
but my point is that through your skills, though, you can still be. You're going to have weapon proficiencies. Yeah,
you can be useful, but you're not going to feel as useful as other players. Not for a bit.
Like, subscribe, and share.